apprehend God in all things, for God is in all things. Every single creature is filled with God and is a book about God. Amen. So I have the worst holiday joke ever written. You want to hear it? The worst holiday joke. Just remember, this is the worst ever written. And you were here to witness it. Here's how it goes. Thanksgiving is wrong. You get the day off, but you have to spend it with your family. For all of those who laughed, tell me, why are you laughing? That's one of those nervous laughters, like, yeah, it's too true. So, I mean, because we just got finished with Thanksgiving, right? And we all hope that you had a most blessed time, a great time with your family and those you love. And now we're getting ready for Christmas. Getting ready maybe for more family to come, right? And here in the church, we're starting Advent, which is a getting ready for Christ to come. So getting ready for our families, getting ready for Christ, and maybe somehow or another those aren't so different. Maybe somehow or another those are pretty close. Imagine that. So for all this getting ready time, I started thinking of my past, in particular my grandfather Rasnick, my dad's dad. And he and my grandmother, he and his wife, would come and and I mean this endearingly, but they would like camp out. You know what I mean? They were just at our house for like what seemed forever. And when I was little, I loved being with them. I just loved them because they're just wonderful people. My grandfather's a great guy. But as I got older, it got a little harder because our differences started to show a little bit more. And he and I were just very different people. You ever have that? In your family? Same family? Really different people? You know what I mean? So he was from the Midwest, Kansas City, Missouri, and he had that Midwestern work ethic. Like, what are you doing sitting around kind of thing. And I was from South Florida, and I had the South Florida play ethic. If you just let's go have fun. Let's just, I work so I can go to the beach, and that's about it, right? I was into Miami Vice. Remember Miami Vice? Why are you laughing at that? Miami Vice, the clothes, weren't they cool? I thought. And my grandfather was more kind of that Norman Rockwell look, So we just were very different people. And I could always tell when my grandfather was upset because he would go, what the? And I can't say the rest. But like, what the? I've never seen such a thing, or I've never heard such a thing. What do you, just blow his mind. And he said that to me all the time. I mean, it was just a constant, what are you doing? That kind of, so maybe the joke's not quite, now I see why you're laughing. Now, yeah, I have to be with my family. Do you ever have that sentiment? I have to be with my family? We hear that, we clergy hear that quite a bit from you guys. Christmas is coming, I have to be with my family. Right? But is that really the way you want the holiday to be? Kind of grin and bear it, I have to be with my family? Something you just kind of put up with for a few days or weeks? See, that's the getting ready thing. That's where the getting ready for Christ and the getting ready for family fit together. You see, our faith is here to help us move from I have to be with my family, grin and bear it, to I get to be with my family. Aren't I blessed? So it's the movement from I have to be with my family, and for some it's harder than others, to I get to be with my family. And in the gospel for today, it gives us a little hint as to how we can do this, how we can make that movement from I have to be with my family to I get to be with my family. And I'm not sure if you heard it, so in case you didn't hear it, I'll read it to you. The angel says to Zechariah, "With the spirit and power of Elijah, he will go before him to turn the hearts of the parents to their children, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord." To turn the hearts of the parents to their children. To turn the hearts of the parents to their children. And that's it. Doesn't mean things are going to be perfect. It doesn't mean all the differences that we have are going to just magically be erased. It might even mean that sometimes you have to do this from a distance. But what it's trying to get at, what the line is poetically saying to us, is that the more mature people in the relationship, the parents, must be willing to keep an open heart, an open mind, and an open disposition to the less mature people in the relationship, the children. The more mature must be willing to, at least, to keep an open heart, an open mind, an open disposition toward the less mature. And once again, it's not magic. It takes time and it takes work. And it's never, ever, ever perfect. But it can be a movement from grin and bear it, I have to be with them, to I get to be with them. And this is how it played out in my life with my grandfather. So, they were at our house during this time of year, and they'd been there for a while. I'd heard quite a bit. And I was going out. It was like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and I was getting ready to go out. My grandfather was getting ready to go to bed. So I come out in my Miami Vice, man, like, this is what you wear down here in South Florida. And he goes, what are you wearing? That's ridiculous. You're supposed to wear that stuff to bed, right? It looked like pajamas, kind of. And I wasn't even thinking, and I shouldn't have said it, but I did. And I said, oh, well, I must look good if you think I look bad. Yeah. Fun times at the Rasnick house, right? It got real quiet. And I was just like, oh, why did I say that? And I'm just bracing myself for well, back in my day, or, something like that. Or no grandson of mine is going to go outside wearing that stuff. I didn't know what he was going to say, and I was really, really guilty and afraid. And then he just starts laughing. And he goes, touche. You are right. You are right. Why don't you go out and have a good time? You see, and right there, though I wouldn't have been able to articulate it because it was just a feeling, I felt like my grandfather was on my side. I felt like, despite our differences, and there were so many, that he accepted me, for me. And I realized, as I look back on it, how mature he was. Because I would not have been able to do that to him. I would have just wanted to keep arguing or something like that. You see, he turned his heart toward me. Because our relationship, it seems to me, was more important to him than our differences. I don't get to spend my Christmas this year with my grandfather. He's gone now. And I miss him. And I give so much thanks that we had that time. Sometimes it's hard to see it, to give it thanks while it's happening, right? And what I'm most thankful for today from my grandfather is that he modeled to me that turning your heart towards somebody. He modeled to me what that looked like. So I'm going to try it this year. I'm going to use this Advent time to prepare myself so that I can turn my hearts toward everyone. What about you? Amen.